That was the greatest day one of basketball that we possibly could have asked for. You can see on my screen here, we literally got a double OT masterclass on the first day between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets. And basically, I'm just gonna give my main takeaways. I'm not gonna talk about the other game too much. It was your typical Warriors game, go up big in the fourth quarter, fake blow the lead, and then Stephen Curry bails you out with a just ridiculous 3-pointer. And then the Lakers, um, definitely gonna have to answer the center position. That was pretty obvious going into the season. DeAndre Ayton and Jackson Hayes just is not gonna cut it, respectfully. And Luka had an MVP performance. We expected that. But yeah, this is the main game that we need to talk about because this game is one of the greatest games that I've ever watched in my existence of living. First, I would love to talk about the Houston Rockets because I definitely think they have some questions that need to be answered. And it's game one of the NBA season. There's definitely time to figure things out. But they have more holes than the Thunder. And that was pretty obvious during this game. First, I'm going to start off with the obvious positives, and that is Alperen Sengun, as you can see in front of me. 39 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 5 for 8 from 3. Nobody thought the 3-point shot from Sengun was going to look like that on day one, but here it is. And he was easily my MVP of the night, even over Luka. Without Sengun, this Rockets team would have looked lost. Their shot selection outside of Sengun was terrible. Their passing decisions outside of Sengun were terrible. And you can tell that he is going to be the motor for the offense of all games this season that he plays. And that is no disrespect to Kevin Durant and Amen Thompson, but Sengun is definitely the motor and the generator of this offense. He's really forming into baby Nikola Jokic. It's happening right in front of our eyes. And hey, I love to see it, man. But now going into the negatives about this team, Tari Eason today looked completely lost. I was really just confused every time Tari Eason was on the court. He was getting fried on defense, completely lost on offense. I'm hoping he's a guy that can turn it around. And then another complaint I have is the point guard position. The point guard position is rough between Amen Thompson and Reed Sheppard. And I'm not going to be too harsh on it because this is Amen's first, I'm pretty sure it's his first start as a point guard, if I'm not mistaken. He might have experimented with it a little bit last season, but this does seem like it's his first time truly going into that position, knowing what he's cut out for it. And then Reed Sheppard, again, not going to be too harsh on him. He hasn't played that many games, real games, obviously. But at times, especially late into the game, he actually started off pretty nice. But late into the game, they realized that they can pick on him on defense. He was getting picked on for sure, especially by SGA on isolation. And my biggest complaint was some of his decisions. He definitely held on to the ball way too long. He was milking the shot clock. He was milking that damn shot clock, I'll tell you that much. And there was plenty of times where he just needed to get the ball to Kevin Durant. And he would throw it to, no disrespect to any of these guys, but he'd throw the damn ball to Josh Okogie over Kevin Durant. And I'm just like, what the hell are we doing? Get the ball to Kevin Durant. But that goes to my next point, and Kevin Durant needs to demand more. In Phoenix, he didn't. He did not. It seems like he's kind of lost a little bit of hunger, especially coming down to these situations. He just does. He was not demanding for the ball when it's Kevin Durant. You need to demand for the ball. He could have picked on Lou Dort if he wanted to, but he didn't, and it needs to get worked on for sure. It definitely needs to get worked on. But I am excited for this team. The defense showed a lot of potential. You had SGA pretty much contained in the first half with that large zone. Amen Thompson, obviously one of the better defenders on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander throughout the league. And my last talking point with this team is definitely a huge highlight. Jabari Smith looked fantastic. Points aside, field goal percentage aside, it just felt like he was always making the right play. Besides him getting matched up on SGA a couple times, which was barbecue chicken. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was barbecue chicken. But he don't need to be on SGA primarily, but he was because Amen Thompson went down and all that stuff. But Jabari Smith was a guy that looked great out there. He was always in the right position for a play. My favorite play of him tonight was actually his late block on Chet Holmgren. I don't remember if it was in the fourth quarter or the end of the first overtime. It was in one of those, but his late block on Chet Holmgren was huge. And I just did not expect. Well, I did expect. You know what? If you watched my previous video, I expected that damn jump. That's most improved player right there. He's going to win it. He's going to steal it this year. I promise you he is, and I'm going to be right about it. Now moving on to the Oklahoma City Thunder. As you can see in the box score, dude, the first half, Chet Holmgren looked like the damn man. He slowed down in the second half for sure, and he acknowledged it himself in the post-game interview. But, dude, Chet Holmgren was that guy in the first half. I mean, they was putting him in the middle of that zone, and he was just picking that shit apart. And that's what you got to do against a long zone. And with a long, basically guard like Chet Holmgren, bro, it's a great counter to the long zones that not many teams are going to have. But, yeah, Chet Holmgren looked fantastic. Although I will say, defensively, there were times where he was a little suspect at the rim. I'm not going to lie. There was a couple plays where he got bullied. I'm not going to lie. He got fucking bullied. But Chet's a great defender. It's all going to get fixed out. Or figured out, my bad. Some more highlights. We'll save the best for last. We'll save SGA for last. I mean, my God. How could you watch basketball and just, oh my God. We'll save it. I'm sorry. But man, the real highlight, the real show stealer of it all. A.J. Mitchell out of Santa Barbara. Second round pick. If you watch college basketball, you knew what this guy was about. And he was everywhere for them in those 15 minutes. He had 16 points in 15 minutes. He looked great on defense. He was making plays. He had a great block. I remember it. But most importantly, bro, he was sniping that bitch. But my favorite play of him tonight was easily when he was running the short corner. And he relocated back to the short corner for a nice Chet Holmgren pass from the top of the key. That was a beautiful play. And he just finished it in. But it's great to see that from a young guy to know where to be on the court at all times. And that's definitely what you get out of A.J. Mitchell. And he's looking like a great Isaiah Joe replacement. He's looking better than Isaiah Joe did for this Thunder team. Aaron Wiggins also looked great. But Aaron Wiggins saved basketball, bro. We knew what Aaron Wiggins was about. So I'm not too surprised. Oh, my God. My guy. My fucking guy, y'all. Cason Wallace. 2 words for you. And that's a goddamn dog. Cason Wallace, my boy. You fucking hoop tonight, bro. You might get MVP of the channel for tonight's games. No, deadass. I ain't gonna lie. I said it was Sengun. Nah, it was Sengun. Let me chill. It was Sengun. But Cason Wallace, the defensive impact that he brought tonight, I mean, bro, you see it. 4 steals. He was everywhere. But yeah, man of the hour, especially in the second half, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He could have had 50 this game if he would have tried. It just looked like he wasn't even trying in the first half. I mean, bro, dog, you're the best scorer in the league. Go out there and hoop. There would be times where he would just pass it up, sit on the wing or sit in the corner and just not get the ball for the rest of the possession. I'm like, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, buddy, you can take anyone off the dribble, my boy. You can cook anyone. You can fry anyone. And that move you hit on KD where you baited him into the foul, the final play. Oh, now you look too clean out there, bro. You look too clean out there, SGA. You were great. Yeah, I mean, aside from that, that's basically all there is to say. Shout out my boy Chris Youngblood for getting in for 30 seconds to end of the first quarter. But with that being said, I'm super excited to see what the OKC Thunder and the Houston Rockets bring us for the rest of the season. I know it's going to be a great matchup every single time they play, and I'm just super excited. Hopefully, we can get a full 7-game series in the playoffs of those teams. That shit would be magical, bro. The long zone defense that the Houston Rockets run versus the score at will OKC Thunder. We need it, man. We need it. I don't care if you got to rig it, Adam Silver. We need that 7-game series, bro.